Hi YouTube, it's Breezard here. Um, Wanted to do a build guide video on this Ellie Hit Raider because I have never made a build anywhere near this powerful, and I don't know, I just felt like showing it off and kind of guiding everybody through my thought process with this. But what I thought I would do is I'll start off by running just an Elder Haunted Mansion here, just to give you an idea of kind of like what this gameplay looks like, and then I'll actually get into like build guide. I didn't want to do the boring stuff first. I want to do interesting stuff first. Here's the interesting stuff. Might as well do this too.
Put out new mycelium.
Put out new mycelium. Thank God she told me. I had no idea what mycelium was. So yeah, damage is okay. Seems alright. It is an elder map. And I could push the clear speed a little higher, and I'll talk about that in a bit, but it made me a little squishy, so didn't really feel like doing that because I'm bad at video games.
Do not let them reach the purification pump.
Powers are for wimps, by the way. Dream RNG for the win. Probably shouldn't be using Blood Rage with this being a vulnerability map, but screw it. We're doing it for the Vine. Anyway, that was a boss. Single target's okay. Cool Harbinger. You'd think with as many of these as I'd run, I could like do these efficiently too, but nah. How many of these tentacle dudes did I leave? Jeez. Okay, that was a lame breach. But anyway, that's the map. We'll just get the heck out of here. Alright, so what was that? That is an Elemental Hit Raider that scales damage in a bunch of ways that a build like this usually doesn't scale damage, and it makes it really strong. So, first, a little disclaimer before I show the gear. This gear is kind of insane. I think right now, like, altogether, this stuff's worth like 35 exalts. I've gotten really insanely lucky with crafting, but I started this build with like 3 exalts, so, you know, as we go through, I'll kind of give you the budget rundown of the gear you can use. And I mean, 3 exalts will get you through red tier maps, no problem. Like, this is a really strong build. But, yeah, so I guess we'll just start there. So the first thing I'm doing to scale damage... Well, let's look at the passive tree first. So, primarily defense, actually. Like, we get these avoid blind nodes here with some evasion. The evade nodes here. Nodes from accuracy. More accuracy. Soul of Steel. A little bit of Fire Pen. Int node, because Int's really hard to get with this build. But between these accuracy nodes and a level 6 precision, and I don't think I have any accuracy on any of my gear right now, but just with all of that, like, I hit 100% accuracy. And then another fun thing about Raider is, so I'm going like purely defensively. I'm not even doing the frenzy charges. I'm going the onslaught leg and the phasing leg. And what that means is, like, you don't need a whole lot of evasion rating to evade things. So, you know, I'm using Flesh and Stone for, you know, permanently in stand stance so I can blind things. And my auras were off for that whole thing. So that's fun. Yeah, so just imagine how fast I would have cleared if my auras were on. But yeah, so everything's permanently blinded. I have 4,633 evasion rating, and when things are blinded, I have like an 80-90% chance to evade with 4,600 evasion rating, so it's pretty strong. But anyway, damage. I'm rambling. So the first thing I do to scale damage is Malagara's Virtuosity, which makes your crit multiplier 300%, which means you don't need any crit multi on the tree anywhere. I don't go up here to the claw nodes, I don't need a Lion-Eyes Fall, I don't come over here, you know, and get the staff stuff. That means I can focus, like, just hardcore on accuracy, attack speed, and, you know, crit chance. I have a few crit chance nodes and toughness. So that's nice. And then, you know, we have Skitterbots here, which apply a 119% effect shock, which is, I think, 23% increased damage taken. And then they also chill, and then, you know, with Ellie hit, those give you more damage. And it's 20 quality Skitterbots, so they're pretty fast. Like they, you know, they're skittering. And then Purity of Elements, because my Ellie Resist, like, you know, it's a lot of uniques here. It's kind of hard to gear for Ellie Resist, so that makes it nice. Plus, I've got a, is taken as old, while affected by Purity of Elements, Watcher's Eye. You know, so it's a Frostferno here. I got a +6 Frostferno, luckiest fall of my life. And the supports, and this is a single target setup, the supports are Inspiration, best support gem in the game, by the way. It's going to get nerfed in 3.9, calling it now. Ellie damage with attacks, and Ellie focus. And then my clear setup is Inspiration again, Combustion, so, you know, that procs, you know, you do this, you get them burning, and then that lowers the resist for the single target setup. Pierce, GMP, Ellie hit, and Mirage Archer. And then, you know, Precision, Blink Arrow for movement, Blood Rage for frenzy charges and stuff, and then Portal, because, you know, I'm lazy. And that's all the skills. Like, you don't really need any gems for this. Like, I'm using a Portal gem because there's nothing else to put here. Like, I guess you could do a guard skill, but the thing with Raider is you don't get hit very often, so by the time you get hit, you're already dead anyway. So, I don't know, I just don't see the point in a guard skill. But, yeah, so, you know, here's the bow. It's a multi-mod bow. I think it cost me like 5 exalts. You've got both the Shaper mods, the attack speed Shaper mod and the crit chance Shaper mod, and then I just slapped on like a whole bunch of damage. And then here is actually the bow I was using. You know, it's nothing special, just a bow with good crit and good crit and good attack speed with the double damage mod that I threw Pen onto. I think I paid 27 chaos for this bow. It was 5 linked at one point. Just pretend this is 5 linked. And, you know, it's a pretty cheap option, and it's really not much less damage than this, honestly. And then, you know, you've got just all the Brotherhood. I've got this multi-mod ring here, which I crafted this base myself somehow. But, you know, I got the Assassin's Mark, and then I just kind of loaded it up with life and damage. I think if I was going to do it all over again, I would use a minimum endurance charge instead of Riker's mod, just for a little bit more toughness, because you really don't need damage with this build. Like, you have more than enough damage. So, you know. But I mean, you can get like an Assassin's Mark on hit ring with, you know, I had one with accuracy because I needed accuracy, and then like resist and stuff. I mean, they're not too bad. Zoth's Blood, I put Hardened Scars on this because Fortify is really nice. Like, you just pop this thing, like I have a Foreboding Hybrid Flask. So, what this means is the flask is guaranteed to run for its entire duration, no matter what your life is. So it's kind of nice. So that means when I hit that flask, I get like 6 seconds of Fortify, which is, you know, really good. Kind of expensive mod, but I feel like it's worth it, especially if you're deep delving, because you need all the help you can get there. So I was using where is it? An Enduring Hollowed Hybrid Flask of Staunching, and I stopped using it because, well, 2 reasons. The first reason is it lasts, you know, less of a time, and I don't really need the mana recovery. And also, with this flask and this flask, it's only the mana recovery that doesn't stop. The life recovery does stop on full life, and, you know, if you want to test that, like, get rid of all your regeneration, go into like a no regeneration map, turn on Blood Rage, watch the health tick down, and then pop this Enduring Flask. And, you know, once you get to full health, it'll start ticking down again because the life recovery will end. So just something to keep in mind. 2 Quicksilvers because gotta go fast. And then Chemist Diamond Flask of Warding, because Warding's really all I need, because Raider gives you immunity to elemental ailments while you're phasing, and you should be phasing all the time. Crap, I lost my place. Oh yeah. So then I have a Quartz Flask with Crit Chance crafted onto it. And this is just for extra dodge. Like, you could use a Cinder Swallow here, you could do a lot of stuff. I don't like a Cinder Swallow here, just because, like, I don't... The charges take forever to come back, and, you know, I like to be able to just hit my buttons, like, you know, hit my buttons all the time, and it just... It's not very conducive to that, so that's why I don't do that. Yeah, the bow is a Maloney's Nightfall. The quiver is a Maloney's Nightfall, just, you know, extra damage against blinded things. I was thinking this gave chance to blind, but I guess it doesn't. It's just attack speed and increased damage with hits against blinded enemies, and then, you know, the smoke cloud, but you've got blood and sand, so it really doesn't matter. And then I got it corrupted with point blank just to save 2 points. That's all that is. If you want, what I was trying to do for a while was, instead of this, I was using, and instead of Pierce, I was using a Rigwald's Quills with chain support, but I didn't really like that because I don't know. Number one, like, for whatever reason, I felt squishier when I was doing this, and I don't know why. Because, like, there's nothing about this quiver that makes you squishier, and yet I was dying a lot. So maybe I was just getting complacent, I don't know, but I didn't prefer it. I think it's just a matter of preference. It does clear a little bit faster, but you sacrifice a little bit of damage. Um, and then I've got this Stygian Vice, which is the most insane freaking Stygian Vice I've ever done. I crafted this, by the way. It's like maximum LE damage almost. Like 92% fire damage on this thing. And then, you know, the jewel in it's just life and attack speed and int because I needed int. Um, yeah. But yeah, so, you know, you're scaling damage in a lot of weird ways. You've got this, you know, to give yourself the crit multi, and then you've got skitterbots chilling and shocking things, and then you're blinding them, which is also applying extra damage because of Maloney's. And then, you know, between all of that plus the +6 Frostferno, like, under ideal, like, you know, POB warrior conditions, like, I can hit 10 million Shaper DPS on this. It's insane. And, yeah, but so, you know, if you don't have, like, however many exalts this would cost, I mean, just life and resist, like, this is what I was using before. Like, it's got decent life, decent, you know, LA damage with attacks. It's got a couple of resists on it. It's pretty good. And then for the Frostferno, like just for a +4 Frostferno, what I would recommend doing is instead of buying one, because these are like 50C if you buy them outright, but the Prophecy is only like 25C, so what you want to do is you want to get a Heat Shiver and you want to get that Prophecy, and then you want to run an Estuary and just upgrade it yourself, and you save yourself like 25C that way. But yeah, I think that's about all I had. Yeah, I feel like I've been rambling, but that's the build. You can't see me, but I'm doing jazz hands right now. Yeah, but if you have any questions, just you know, post away in the comments, and I will try to answer them. I realize I went through this kind of fast, or at least I felt like I went through it kind of fast. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next league.